Hey guys, I feel like I'm in a barrel here. Arranged it a little different and now sound when everything's off. And then, of course, the cats are doing the Kitty 500. It's akin to the Indy 500, except it's cats. It's for entertainment purposes only. You got Lady Hippy at the bar here. I was trying to slide in by 12, ran a little late. Got some personal problems. You know, those little pee-pees just jump right up and slap sometimes. Here, my birthday's 2 days, and somehow I managed to do a big boo-boo with the cash flow of the house. So Robert is, my husband is trying to fix all that. I haven't had a problem in 40 years. Now I got a problem. Yeah. Good husband. Very good husband. He's taking that task on, and I'm free to go. Not being arrested today. Oh, because see, we are both on Social Security, and so my retirement checks come in a specific time and date, and so things changed that this month. So it didn't make it to the bank. That lovely little pittance they give me didn't quite make it to the account until next week. Apparently August is a freaking long month. Well, it's my own money, but you know, they get to control how I get that shit. Now my husband is, like I said, having to bail me out. It really sucks. But in any event, I've already gotten his gifts, so I'm not too worried. And like I said, he's fixing it for me. Never had to do that. I don't know if it's really early Alzheimer's or if I just am still unable to do math. I never could do math, but I never screwed up like this. I'm just like add, subtract shit. It's really not rocket science, and I should have had a problem with that. And I'm ready to hand in my cards. And like I said, my husband Robert is attending to all that, but I don't. I've spent like 3 hours going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. My husband is just calm. Very little faces, Robert. He's steady as a rock. I'm flighty as a fairy. So it works out. Even though our birthdays are only 3 days apart, we're both Virgos. So I like everything in its place. I like it clean. You mess it up 2 hours later, I'm back in the clean it again. So I'm rather OCD about that shit. Again, with Robert, it's he just it's a good thing because he's got low blood pressure. I got high blood pressure because I'm you know, yeah, a little different. But a good husband, and I shouldn't have put him through this, especially at this time of the year. But he's, like I said, a very good husband and a really good guy. And he knows I wouldn't have done anything like I did on purpose, which may excuse it, but not really. I'm trying to be a little upbeat about it because, again, my husband is just, he's so calm. Yeah, well, I've always said he's the calm to my storm because this is the way it feels. He's Native American. I'm not. I'm British. I'm United Kingdom. Scottish, Irish, English. Those three only. That's it. Which I could have told him to begin with. Red hair, green eyes. It was not a stretch. Some Scandinavian and United Kingdom. A little bit of mine, a little bit of daddy. Do that too. Told him before he did it. He bought me a kit for a Christmas present. He just had to know. And I indulged that because I'm adopted and I kind of wanted to know too. By the way, for those of you who are watching me, you know, if you want to, you could like, you could dislike, piss off. I don't make money doing this. I do this because it's social woodsuck as far as I'm concerned. It's my shout against the man, as we used to say in the 60s and 70s. Yeah, I'm a damn hippie. I'm proud of being a damn hippie. Y'all can think what the hell you want. You can leave. It's just, you don't have to watch that shit. I haven't even been posting it to YouTube because most of those that I know on YouTube, well, I know on Facebook, I was at first posting them, and I would get a few views, but nobody say like, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God." Well. She's still doing it. for the stiffener this morning. Got my little cigar. My husband is still indulging me in that too. I said he was a good husband and a great dude. Although we might at each other. I try not to. We're a little different considering we're both Virgos and born 3 days apart, born 4 years apart and 3 days apart. But there are times when it's like both of us have this wall and you're not getting past it. Me in particular, I'm pretty bad about that. So my husband I call him my long suffering husband because he's long and suffering as my husband. So again, share, like, subscribe. I try to be here between 10 and 12, which is apparently bedtime. I have heard from a few people that I had lined up as guests that they didn't like the connotation that was, I say this every time, that was given to the program, which is Lady Hippy at the bar. So it denotes the hippie seems to connotate drug addict, and at the bar seems to give people the mind of alcoholic. Like, well, what the hell? I don't do things because somebody else says it's okay. I do the shit my way. That's what everybody should do. I'm not ashamed of that. I'm not sorry about that. Yeah, I'm not sorry, Wanda. Choose a pick. I don't give a shit. That's why I call this social Woodstock. Bring in. I would love to have somebody with an opposite opinion if you think you can make it. Yeah, I'm an old broad. Yeah, I am. I am old as dirt. That birthday coming in 2 days, I'm looking. It's like tunnel vision. I might actually post this one to Facebook. I hadn't been. I've been doing this since January. My husband and my son each bought me a starter kit, and my husband knew I wanted the golden light, so he got me the golden boom light, and I love this thing. And I have 2 sets, so I can interview, do whatever, have a guest. And then, of course, the other thing, like I said, my husband indulges. There's 2 more things he's indulging. Bless his heart. It gets me a cigarette, and these last me through the month. And wherever he gets them, they're less expensive than if I were to go here in my 5-mile radius to get something. And he makes sure that I have, I will tell him, like, the whiskey fireball. I don't know if y'all can see that. I call them my airplane bottles. He said like a dozen for me at a time. Now, I don't take these. I don't drink them. If I'm not on air, I don't drink it. But being on air, somehow I seem to feel the need of a stiffener. We call them stiffeners. I got to go through this every time. We call them stiffeners because the parents or the ladies when I was young, say 10, 12 years old, they could faint. I have tried that. I've never been able to faint. You'd think I would. So many things I've been through. No, can't faint. Yeah, I tried. Believe me, I tried. But my parents now are that generation. The women would mother would faint in the sight of blood. I think she just wanted to drink because they would go and they would get her what they called a stiffener, and they would wake her up with the ampule, and she would have that. She would sip it for like 3 hours. It's like this big. And she's just as a kid, I thought it was crazy. Just drink this shit. But I found out later on when I became an adult, it was extraordinarily strong what they were giving the women. So I have a tendency to hoard those, and I like to have my stiffener, even though I can't faint. I do a good job of that. Not much of anything else lately. Sorry. He's going to fuss at me because I coughed, and I have one of my little cigarillos in hand. I haven't lit it, but I have one. I don't want to talk about current events. If you guys want me to pop your asses up here, say so. I will engage y'all in live chat. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to do a Q&A. If anybody pops in, I can give you a holler back. Let me see here. Oh, hang on. Let's see. Yeah, now I got another screen. Let's see what we got. Okay. There we go. I think. This is new to me too, so I'm sorry, I'm just looking down, but I've engaged live chat and any questions anyone has, let me know, and I'll go ahead and throw my 10 cents in the ring, meaning I really want to play. I'm having a very bad day, so bring it. It'll get rid of some of the rage. Yes, you can see that seething around this red hair, can't you? I got a Q&A up there, it's just that, hey, what y'all doing, throw what you're doing, where you live, why the hell am I on? Anything you want, any question, and I'll take it. I may not take it well. I know me. But I will take the question. If nothing else, just see if I can get a rise in. Yes. My adopted father, used to say, she's dangerous. He was right. Very dangerous, yes, indeed. Well, again, I didn't want to talk about current events, and I've already gone over my PPs. Those personal problems pop their ass up all the time lately. The world is exploding. I don't even know what to think. If you read Revelation and do all that, all these things you're just ticking boxes on. I'm still in old school, so I'll pick up my Bible, I'm oh, that's the one. So yeah, I'm like, oh shit, I want it. I have the Tim LaHaye Left Behind series. I forget the other young man that's on there. I think Tim passed away. Anyway, there's 28 books to this, and it's the best I have ever seen to reenact or put today, Revelation in today's terms. Okay, people vanished because there was the rapture. Well, one of them was Pilate. So you can see where that's going. Mm-hmm. One of them was a train conductor. One of them was a nanny. One of them was a baby. Another one, people in the plane. People in the train. Volcanoes, earthquakes, tsunamis, hurricanes, tornadoes. Did I mention earthquakes, locusts? Stop me if I have too many. I'm like, okay, we're fairly close to a system of caves in a mountain. But from what I understood, those mountains are going to be leveled and they're going to make new ones. So it's just like it's a no-go. You might as well stay where you are. And I watch a lot of disaster films just to check it out. Because like I said, we're on the hurricane route out here in case you hadn't caught that. And it's awesome when that hurricane could hit up in the Gulf and still affect those in the Pacific. So, it'll sweep across Alabama, Georgia, Florida right there. And we're just above it, just above Savannah. Even with it, but just about 3 hours away. So you're watching this thing. And already the prices just rose at least by half. And you watched it come in. So you ran and got provisions, medicine, all that stuff ahead of time. Otherwise, you were paying a lot of money. It's not supposed to be legal to do it, but apparently nobody cares. Yeah. I mean, $12 for that flashlight. Oh, that's only $5.60. It's on sale. $5.69. He paid 20 cents. I've often said I feel like George Burns or Dean Martin in particular. I always have that because I have a stiffener. George Burns really didn't have the cigar because they told me he couldn't have a cigar, so he'd be it. But he was a widower for a long time after Gracie left. And I don't think anybody's going to get that reference to stick my age group. It was the George Burns and Gracie Allen show, Black and White's 50s. It's funny as hell. They didn't have to get like me, all the swearing, all that stuff. And he went on to be a comedian after Gracie died for another 50 odd years. He was a centennial, so he stuck with it, had that cigar when he was on there. That's what I did. Like I said, I have people telling me, well, the term hippie, yeah. Well, that means that usually it's a drug addict. Do I freaking look like a drug addict? If I was a drug addict, I would be a much happier bitch. They even took away the good stuff that I'd taken for 30 odd years. Now you can't have that no more. No. That makes you an addict. I don't know about the rest of you. Have you ever been in pain and wish to God that whoever's doing it, how much pain you in shit? That you could do like, what's her name? And take her glove off and reach out and touch you. And you're on the floor screaming because now you've got my pain. And that was not even a 5-second touch. Don't you wish you could do that? I sure wish the hell I could. One more person asked me how the hell much do I hurt. I'm going to just go ahead and pop them. And snap him again. Get up. It's not like I've been unknown for such tactics. I am actually very well known for that tactic at the VA. Apparently, I took out a 5-man surgical team on one test, and they had to let me go back to recovery because I beat the shit out of 5 people. Don't touch me. Had to redo the test, which was a bitch, let me tell you. And this time they made sure I would not wake up. When I had surgery on both eyes, they do a monthly powder. So, and so the second eye, oh, I've got this. No need to be nervous. I wake up. I come out of the anesthesia while they're still cutting the cornea and stitching the cornea on the other side. And all I can move is my feet. You can't say anything. They got you tied down, sponged up. You can't scream. You can't say anything. I could move my feet. And I'm sure by what they could see of my pupils, they knew I was awake. You can definitely tell when someone is not awake, or when they're awake, just look at the pupils, or I can. And any other medically inclined person, watch YouTube and Google. You find out how to do that shit. So yeah, they're like, hold on, we're gonna get you, we got your more payments, and they're frantically still stitching and cutting. They finished the work on that eye with me wide awake and out of anesthetic. So that was fun, yeah. And so they were the ones I really should have sent a little bit of a Punch and Judy show to. I didn't. They're very good at keeping you tied up. I mean, serious to God, you couldn't move your head, your face, your nose, your hands, nothing. You had these grips on these foam things, foam in your mouth, foam in your hands. You know, the head's secured like everywhere. Then they clip the eyes and stuff. I'm assuming after we go out, because not on either side did I feel that. Um, I was joking both times. It's like, you're not making a bride of Frankenstein here, are you? Because you're all. Yeah, can you promise me if there's a fire, you can get me out of this? Just, quips back and forth. Because I'm at this point, I see the cry or make a joke, because it's just, damn. Can't do this. It's like today, my husband calls me, goes to get us some breakfast, get some takeaway, which we hadn't done. I've been cooking, he's been cooking. Sure enough, my personal problem pops on, and he's got to go fix it. And bless his heart, he came home to give me breakfast, and he has to say, okay, we got to go straighten this out. I'll do that, you do this. And after all this time, I can't believe that and I didn't mess up little, guys. I did not mess up little. I messed up a lot. Because, like I said, I assumed my retirement would be in the bank. It's always in the bank at this time of the year, or well, of the month. It turns out, like I said, August is the longer month, and you got to wait a little bit longer. Do I look happy? Oh, I'm happy because my husband had to bail me out. But after almost 15 years, it might even be longer, that I've never had a problem like this. Never. So I was going to call people and try to arrange things until next week. And he's like, yeah, just put it in there. I'm going to take care of it. Then again, he has to bail me out. So that's how my day is going so far. Getting to talk to you guys. I probably won't stay up as long. Uh, Again, my poor husband is taking care of things for me again. Well, I can't quite say, but I think most of you are guessing. I get up here and I cut the rug, as some people, my generation say, cut a rug. I have no idea why. I don't know. We could go with the 90 slogans or what the hell, just read it off the cuff. I don't do the reading thing. I don't drop videos. If you guys want to see a particular thing, if you want paranormal, if you want history, great. And I may start doing that. I haven't really decided, because to me, it's social Woodstock. That's why I did this. I wanted people of my age group to have a place to go and say, okay, stop it. We're not taking this anymore. Just screaming, screw you. Give me my damn money back. You already built a nano system over in Gaza Strip for like, I don't know how many billions of dollars. And finally, they closed the United Nations Center that had been stealing all those funds for years and years and years. I don't know if anybody feels good about having built that tunnel system. It's supposed to be better than the London Underground. Hell if I know. Luckily, they're blowing that shit up left and right. Love the idea of, hey guys, stay quick, stay fast. Really, God, I worry about the IDF every day. They literally have enemies on right now, 7 fronts. And here in America, we're like, I'm going to go because Palestinians' babies are being killed. No, they wouldn't be if Hamas wasn't using their shields. One young man I just saw do a testimonial is what I would describe it as, that they had a group of women. They were all in the sheep, I think it's called. I call it the letterbox, like the British do. You know, foot to toe thing. See out there? That's it. No shame. Just little. They remind me of Cousin Ed's. Yeah, my generation of that. They're not allowed to be seen, not let their hair seen, not let their face seen. You can see your hands up to your wrist. Anything else would be off limits. You can't see your figure. It's got to be in that voluminous uh, sheep. Stuff there for their heads and so forth. And they got 15 skies, 120 out there. And they have no problems, treating the women this way. They can't work, they can't drive, they can't do anything. They've made them the Taliban, ISIS, Hamas, everybody. That's you have to go Muslim at this point. They have never allowed women, and you don't even know if they're women, which is the unusual thing because I saw quite a few of those guys in Gaza retreating back in civilian clothes, in women's clothing. They were and through the hospital, which of course the Israelis don't want to hit that. Nobody would want to hit that. Oh, I'm sorry, somebody would. The terrorists. They got plenty of people in there you can kill because it's attrition. It's to make everybody else hate you that you've done these war crimes. You haven't. You have given them free quarters. You kept the aid in there. Then Hamas would steal the aid. No, they didn't give many. Look how many babies, and it's just exactly what they wanted to happen has happened. Most of the free world countries are saying that. But at the same time, some of them are waking up. I got to admit, I've seen a lot of protesting in London. And then the assholes, I'm sorry, but the Muslims came out to protest. Why aren't you protesting your shit at home? Why are you protesting about your shit in mine? This is our country. We don't need the laws changed. We like the laws. This is why we didn't go to your country. Isn't that why you came to mine? For the free shit? Revoke these people's visas and send them back to home of origin. There is no more stupid thing other than to say, okay, you have brought in, housed, and fed terrorists for at least a decade, both here and we'll go with the Gaza Strip is an immediate example. You can't get away from that. But you can if you don't watch any of the news or you watch I call fake news, just like former President Trump did, because it's false. It's all politics for one. And I do not understand why these idiots, for want of a better term, think it's okay to get up there and opine about every bloody thing on the planet. Who the hell do they think they are? They're supposed to report the news. If they want to go with the political news, which apparently they do, then just report it. We don't need your damn opinion. And I won't watch it because of those things in particular. I think that's none of your damn business. But you doing up there in prime time trying to tell me they did this, this, and that, and the other, and you think they should do this, this, and the other. Screw you. Just to be absolutely good. Oh, screw you. Get out. Get off. I don't care what you want to call it. I don't want to ever see you again, so I can't even turn those in. No. I'm sick of people like that. I had stopped watching them almost a decade ago now. Yeah, but it bothers the hell out of me. They're up there opining about what they think is right and wrong. Who the hell cares? I'm not on a news program telling them, hey, this is wrong, this is right, let's report it this way, even though it's a lie. And they know it is. They know it's a lie. They're doing it because it's a lie because they want to bring somebody down, i.e., Trump most of the time. Sorry, President Trump, former. And I don't usually try to get into politics because I don't see any need. Again, I tell everybody, look at your Google, look at Bing, whatever search engine you've got, and ask them who elects the President of the United States. Surprise, surprise, surprise. It's not the people. It's the Electoral College. Look it up. I get notes like that. Look it up. Yeah, you do not vote in the president or the vice president. Oh, you run around and say this poll, that poll. Who the hell was taking a poll? Were you in one? I wasn't. I didn't know nothing about the poll. Did you? I bet you didn't. But those poll numbers, they're close. Between the giggle girl and the man who ran the country and got us out of a pandemic and did so with most of us still retaining at least some kind of income. Nothing like what these Bidenomics are. You got to love 10 million people that you don't know who they are. Most of them are terrorists, and the rest of them are just plain ugly. They lie, they cheat, they steal, uh, they murder. You put them in. Even there's several they've come out with that they knew was a repeat offender and let them go, and then and the offense would be worse each time. This guy was stabbed. This guy was killed. I wanted this phone. What the? In New York City, I wouldn't advise anybody to go to New York City. Oh my God. LA the same way. Los Angeles is it's just gone. Again, I'm gonna all my audience out there. Want to escape from New York. It is so bloody point on right now for what's going on in New York. And people are leaving out of there like rats from a sinking ship. And I still don't think they're leaving fast enough. Hey Cash Jones, love your shows, babe. So yeah. I don't know if everybody else caught that because apparently people don't catch this shit. I always say, oh, I'm not going to go here. I'm not going to go. I head straight there. Today, like I said, I got this to do, and Robert does too. So I'm going to have my stiffener. Hey, towel boys. I love my little airplane bottles. I get 2 shots from my little bottles, so I done fortified out before I got out. Because, like I said, I'm not having a magnificent day. Well, I am because my husband bailed me out, but it's hard. My husband knows I like to be independent. He knows that. And so him having to bail me out because I've been an idiot, can't add or subtract apparently. I don't think that's fair to him. Birthday coming up. Just the gifts, and he hasn't gotten them yet, but he knows I got the gifts. That's the only thing I did right this month. And I get up here and I opine about this or that or what have you. Like I said, I say I'm not going to say it, and then I look and I see something on YouTube or what have you, because I end up editing this, believe it or not. I still have to pull one of my clips down yesterday. Nobody has asked any more questions about the attempted assassination on a former president. What if that was Obama? Do you think that shit would have died down yet? Oh, hell no. No. It would be poof, disappear like it did to former President Trump. They tried to give the guy another chance at him when they drug him up and he was head and shoulders above them. That's when he got that sign out there. It was a good one, right, with the flag behind him. Excuse me, but I believe that he earned that shit. It's like you said, he done took a bullet for his country. How about the rest of us? I was ready to. Long time ago. I could dance faster. It's pretend entertainment purposes only. If you like, share. What the hell? I got a Q&A up. Got live chat on. I keep thinking, well, one of these days, somebody's going to take up that challenge I throw out there every day. So far, no takers. As I said, most of my guests are not happy with the moniker, the Lady Hippy at the bar, but I am Lady Hippy, and this is the bar. It's a big bar that my husband wanted when he redid the house for me. He took out all the carpets and took all the cabinets that I had and made them into one beautiful cabinet that he bought me. It's so nice. And I love the bar. It's got the big mirror on the other side, and it's great. It really is. And he opened up the house. You can't. I keep saying I'm going to get my door painted and all that. Never get to it. Maybe I should hire a teenager at this point. I don't know. They can look at their phone with one hand and paint. They actually do these things. I've seen it. Mind you, that generation grew up literally with an iPad at a year and a half or something like that. My granddaughter did. My grandson, not so much. He's now 25, and he's already been in the army. I pushed him. He was ROTC like me and Army like me, and he said so. Made me feel bad because they sent him to Korea. He come back from Korea and he didn't realize. No, I was hoping he would get sent to like Hawaii or Germany. So he would have been if he had read up. It takes a little more time usually than a couple of years. So, but it's cool. He's now an Army veteran, and I'm proud of him. He made it. Even just getting through boot camp, that's rough enough. Even if he's a strapping boy, he's a big boy. I say boy, at 25, he's a young man. And he's a big strapping boy, though. He's taller than his dad. Oh, shoot. My son's granddaughter, I mean, my granddaughter is taller almost than my son. Her mom is a little bit higher than my son, too. I think she's another inch taller or something. But she always wears flat shoes. Pretty girl. And my granddaughter looks like a mix of both of them, just so beautiful. And I don't care if I do say so myself. My son was or is a handsome young man. All through, in particular, at 2 years old, he was asking women what they were doing, handing them flowers. I kid you not. It's because I was one of those latchkey moms, he was a latchkey kid. So when he got off, I'm in between jobs or in between jobs in school. We didn't have online classes back then. You actually had to show up. And so, I didn't do anything by car. It was too expensive to own a car and insurance. That was just when it first started, and insurance is still screwing you running. But, so I didn't go that way because they had mass transit where I was. I raised my son primarily in San Antonio, but I didn't settle down there until he was probably 4, 5 years old. Uh, so, yeah, he loves San Antonio. He's been back. In any event, he's like, okay, so he's 45, my grandson's 25, my granddaughter's 12, she's taller than all of them, prettier. They all grew up on some form of tech, though. In my grandson's uh, era, it was the games, paying back and forth with these games. In my granddaughter's time, it's talk to each other after school, during school, while on the bus. It's just, we did that too, but we did it in person. When I was a kid, you came home, you threw your clothes off, got into your play clothes, hung up your good clothes. If you were done with your homework, fine, you go out and play. If you didn't have your homework done, I would stay and do my homework. I never tried to go out until my homework was done. I love school, I still do. So all of that was going on. As a latchkey mom, I never thought twice about it. Although my adopted mother stayed at home, she did not work. But I worked at the house and everything between most of the time. I didn't have a lot of time because I was the one sweeping, mopping, polishing everything until it got so bad that we actually could not invite people in. And that was very strange. And they left all that to my brother. And they moved to a smaller home and a little cottage like thing. And I only stayed there a few months while I was going into the Army. They had disbanded the WAC Corps, and I would now be regular Army with the men. We had one company of the women and 4 companies of the men to make up our battalion, 3rd Bravo. It was a lot of fun. We had Vietnam Airborne Rangers for drill sergeants. I was the only one that came in with rank. I had ROTC, I had college. So I had 3 chevrons. So if anybody screwed up, that I'm it. 5 foot nothing. I weighed 88 pounds. You had to weigh 98. They gave me a 10-pound waiver. I weighed 88 pounds. They put you on this like conveyor belt to get your issue. And just to measure, make sure and all that. They would put like the shirt on you. It was like to the ground. No shoes would fit. The pants fell off. Skirts fell off. The blazers would to the floor. So all of my issue had to be redone. And but in the meantime, you're still being like a seatbelt, and then let's just drop off and try the next one. So for like the first 3 days, I was I was like a cousin it myself with the steel helmet on and doing this and that and having to tie clothes on and stuff rags and shoes. It was fun. It was. I was grateful that I got my first check because I ended up making sure that my issue would fit by sending 1 or 2 a week off to be taken in like by a lot. But you bulk up. Either you lose weight or you gain weight, basically. It's muscle weight. And so when I got out of there at the end of boot camp, I was like 120 pounds, and yeah, you tone up. So the clothes that I had, they take all your clothing from you. You get your issue. They put it in a bin, a storage bin, whatever, and you get it back. Nothing fits. Everybody's trying to change clothes to each other. One of the girls felt sorry for me and loaned me 2 outfits so I could go out and replace my own. So that was what we did for our first pass. Let's find something decent to wear. Go out to the nearest bar. Just be taxied. We and get your ass back before curfew. And so don't screw that up because you got another pass coming. If you're stupid, you won't. So made sure my girls were back. I'd be pretty hammered though. Yeah, I would. I'm not gonna lie about that. So of course, and again, none of us women knew that we were not going to be on the whack floor. And so it was, like I said, it was a brutal surprise. And I was about to, you're not going to break me. I'll bend a little bit, but I'm not breaking shitheads. I told them girls if they broke, I'd shoot. So they really peed me off one time. We were being attacked. It was, I guess, second, third week, something like that. And the girls threw the weapons to the ground. We're trying to climb trees, get in the ditch. I was like, what the hell are you freaking to get your weapon? I'll shoot you myself. You got at 5, 4. Get that shit. You don't throw your weapon down. So, yeah, stuff like that. I always tell everybody to look at the movie Private Benjamin. It gives you kind of a clue as to where that first company woman did. Somewhat of a clue. Not all of it, but it's a good step off point. So yeah, life has been hitting me like that all the time. But I'm not here really to talk about me, even though apparently I do. I was hoping, like I said, that everybody would get up and talk about what's going on in the world, in their homes, in their cities. It's what is happening to the regular citizens in New York, what's happening to those in Los Angeles, Chicago. Chicago, I'm a born and raised Chicagoan, so I kind of keep up with that. And yeah, the DNC is, of course, up there, and everything that can go wrong, and every spitting evil person you can find on the planet is suddenly in Chicago. So, you know, what the hell's going on there? I don't know. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't know. Chicago's always been that way. I got a lot of grief, as a matter of fact, when I got to boot camp because he said, you couldn't be from Chicago. My drill sergeant, I said, you can't be from Chicago. I was like, yes, he was a lieutenant. Yes, sir, kind of thing. You just didn't argue. Okay. And he said, you don't have a record. It's like, no. Is it a bad thing? Apparently, they didn't know what to do with me. They gave me a grenade. We all got to throw grenades, and you practiced with the dummy grenade first. And I kept telling them, when it got to the real grenade, I was like, no, no, I can't do that. You really, okay, I could do that, but y'all need to leave. I was picked last for softball. What do you think I'm going to do with this thing? These tiny little arms, you had to have this thing out, like 40 feet. I did it because I was scared I was going to blow them up. I wasn't scared for me, but I was like, So yeah, I did it. And I was actually, at the end of all that, I was kind of proud. I was a sharpshooter and everything. Was surprised the shit out of me. I never touched a gun before in my life. It was the first time I'd ever been away from, i.e., home. We were foster kids by the time I was like 5, 6. Adopted it. Now, when I was 9, the sister was like 7. She was a blood sister. They had already adopted another young boy. And he was the one that wanted company. Don't ask me. We were always the kids who they adopted girls. It was a good moniker. Yeah, we didn't need names. So, I had parents World War II, so they were kind of fairly early. I was back out of the military by then, so I'd say I've been home in a matter of like 4 times, maybe in that decade. And because every time I went, it was, see nobody, you talk to nobody, and mom's in the hospital, dad's in the hospital. You got 3 or 4 days. It cost you, 4 or 5. This is a lot of money back in my day in the 70s. things when you're flying back and forth and you're going from Europe to America. It's a long ass flight, and back then you could smoke and drink, so it was pretty good. Nowadays you can't do that. My poor Nathan, he could not. I don't even know if they serve a meal anymore because when I last flew, I said I won't do it again because I could not be. And I'm not that big a person. I mean, yeah, I mean, I've gained weight since I was like, 22. I used to think I could never gain weight. Now I go, what the hell's a diet? What do you do? Again, my husband's very, very good about that. Unless he's angry, and the same thing with me. So yeah, I'm trying to appreciate my husband today. Maybe we should have an appreciate spouse day. Somebody would have a problem with that. It's like if it's not LBGTQQY, whatever the hell that is, it doesn't count. And you can't say that wrong. I can't say that shit right. So bring that shit on down to me too. I'm sorry. I don't believe in these damn labels. Screw you. Either you're an American, who cares what your sexual orientation is? Why are you trying to push that shit on me? I don't give a shit what you do. That's your conscience. That's why it's a free country, you jackass. There's a whole lot of dumbasses running around going, oh, you can't do this. Oh, you can't. You're racist if you say this. Screw you. That's my typical, response. Just screw you. And go home. Why are you in my country? You want to march for Palestine? Go your ass to Palestine and march. Oh, they shoot you there. Well, you had to pick. Sorry for you. That's the bet you picked. Don't your ass have a plane. Give them a parachute. Pretty sure they'll land in Palestine when you get over Gaza. Yeah, from the river to the sea, bitch. It's a good thing I'm not in power. I mean, it really is. I hear a lot of people say it because this woman, I can't really grace her with a title. I just can't. Won't come out. Dig Giggle Girl, who's running for president. It's like, oh, stick your hand in something slimy and you can't get out. The Giggle Girl. You got to love her response, You haven't been to the border, they're calling you the czar. You understand czar means queen or king. It should be czarina for you, but we'll go with king. You know that, right? Well, I haven't been to Europe either. I don't understand what you're talking about. Then get the hell out of the office. I do not know what you're asking me. Get out. I ain't asking, I'm telling you, get the hell out. And yet you see these people who look like they're fairly intelligent. Oh, yeah, we're going to vote for Kamala. We can't stand Trump. Why is that? They don't have a reason. It's the damnedest thing I've ever seen. They don't have a reason for hating former President Trump. And they didn't have a reason for hating him when he was in there, and yet they did all they could. They took out a 4-star general, made him lose everything until the very last day because they still wouldn't find him exonerated, even though they proved that he had never done anything wrong. It was all made up. He had nothing to do with it. Instead of releasing this man and saying it's not a mistrial, but found innocent, there was no doubt the man was innocent. That was actually determined by the jury. He was innocent of everything, that it had been made up. What happened? The same judge goes, no, we're going to bring in another judge. He's retired, so we can find a way to stick it to him, basically, and making it fast. And he finally, and this is after spending more than multiple thousands, had to sell his home to pay attorneys. They destroyed a 4-star general. 4-star. Now, this is what your news media is doing. Fake news. It's not politics. I don't know what the hell you want to call it. I don't watch this shit except for I catch this and that. So, yeah, he finally had on the last day of Trump's presidency, Mr. Trump, former president, on the last day of his tenure, he had to pardon the general because they wouldn't just find him innocent, even though it had been determined by a jury. They got another. I don't understand this. They get a judge out of retirement to try to find a way to stick it to the general again. 4 stars. Devoted his entire life to his country. This is what he got. Because they wanted to hurt Trump. But the bad guys here are Trump. Huh? I never saw this. I never saw anybody go, excuse me, you shitheads. You dumb sons of... What the hell are you people on that shit for? Why did he take that shit every time he had a press conference that they were ugly as fuck? No, I do not apologize. This is why kids can't watch this. A little parental control. But if y'all don't say that shit, y'all shouldn't be watching whatever the hell you watch it. Or bring it here and you talk to me and you decide it's what? Tell me what you think. I would love to know because I think it's like vapor out there. I don't how anyone could be this incredibly stupid. Just idiots. What? How come you will take out every store in your area, in your county, in your city, what have you? Where are you going to buy shit to eat? How's your family going to work? You burned it down. Seattle's a good example. Portland's a good example. San Francisco, LA. In Germany, they were tearing down a mosque yesterday because they had finally fomented and found out that it was used as a terror training camp. Surprise? Yeah, nobody. Nobody. But I don't see people like me up here going, what are you saying? Are you trying to tell me that nobody's got a problem with this? Well, I'm not nobody, but I got a problem with that. A lot of problem. And I see people protesting, especially in London. And I feel like that if they would just be peaceful, but you can't be peaceful because the rest of these Palestinian immigrants are going out there to cause trouble. They've got batons, they've got staves, they've got baseball bats. But I say staves because it's like a javelin kind of thing. That's way I could describe it. You know. And they're burning garbage in the bins, and they're throwing fireworks at the protesters. But when they protested, nobody did anything. But the minute that the people of London said we've had enough, we can't keep paying for them to have a house, food, electric, gas, phones, money in their pocket. We can't do this anymore. You've got 3 million people just in London. And of course, those 3 million people came out and said, fuck you. We're going to stay on the dole and we're going to hurt you. And that's exactly what it's turned out to be. I feel for the officers that are trying to corral this month between all the free nations of the world, Germany, Italy, France, England, Canada, the United States. It's everywhere. They told you guys, and that when they said it, it was the beginning of the 80s. Yasser Arafat told you that they would not have to fire a shot. They would simply live with you and invoke Sharia law. Now, you look that up and see if he didn't. For one thing, I do not understand why the United Nations had terrorist nations on the board, but they did. Yeah, they did. People like the Ukraine, not so much. Yeah. NATO too. Yeah. And their speech was, we're going to kill all the Jews and then we're going to kill you. I kid you not, you can't make this shit up. Get the real look for yourself. I actually looked it up. Again, just make sure it's hard to check. My mother had me tested. I said to my husband, I was like, I'm not going to try to stay up today too long because I keep touching on this subject, that subject. It's hard to be political without being political. Or religious without being religious. Truthfully, for what they're doing to Israel, there's 7 nations doing it, and nobody's standing up. It's supposed to be what NATO does or UN does. Pick one. You have to give one job. You're not even trying to do that. These guys are bad because, oh my God, they went to war after nearly 1,400 slaughtered. Now. You've just let some more of their prisoners go, and they'll give you one of their prisoners. You get 2,000, well, 1,000 will let one go. You can have his body. You gonna let that shit happen again, folks? Seriously? Nobody? Yeah. Doesn't mean I want to do this. You can still see it. You can still listen. It is entertainment, but it's necessary entertainment. People have to get on the bandwagon and say, stop this shit. Or at least be on the other side and go, what? You how can you come to my country and just take over my country? Well, it happened already. The Hispanics never fired a shot. You had to speak Spanish in the 80s and 90s or you couldn't get a job. Not in my line of work. It wasn't easy. you'd be told you were this, that, and the other. But if you didn't speak Spanish, you just simply did not get the job. The only way you could get a job, and I was in Texas and San Antonio, the only way you could was because it advertised without saying, "Do you speak Spanish?" So they were the first. Now the Palestinians, and we got college students, universities, presidents, faculty out there protesting with them. I mean, that makes my ass want to drink water. I don't have kids in college anymore, but there was. So was I. I said, make it was latchkey. You know, nobody excused my debts for college. No, I can't do that. They might give people on Social Security, retirement, a wage rate method. Yeah, this is why it causes wage and rage. And I agree with those terms because they've got to control all that. The same with insurance, in particular your car insurance. You pay for 40 years, you never have a ticket. Where's your damn money? It's the biggest, one of the biggest sanctioned thefts from the people that is going to be famous in the late 20th and early 21st centuries, and that's not all. We won't even talk about wage taxes. You are not supposed to be taxed on your earnings, on your wages. Look it up. It's in the Bill of Rights. And look when it started. Roosevelt, that four-term president, that finally even Congress got together and made a law that you couldn't go more than two terms because this guy stole everything from every American that he could reach, which was back then a lot of people, even their wedding rings, they wanted all the gold. And this was given to them. Mm. And that's our country. I mean, for God's sakes, Japan is an island, and you've got a nuclear weapon you've dispatched a nuclear weapon on an island. That's not good enough. You got to go ahead and do it again. Now that's a war crime, in my eyes. That's a war crime. They didn't give nobody time to get the hell out of those areas. Where were they going to go? It's an island. It's like, even at the time, I was so shocked that my country could do this kind of devastation on a nation that was really quite small. But yes, they had a devastating effect. That's war. This is my pixie. Don't ask. It's a cat thing. Sometimes I think they're like monkeys because they're always rooting around in my hair. But in any event, if anybody sees it, I had the Q and answer clued in and live chat, but I'm going to bow out now. So be straight, be strong, tell the truth, don't take no shit. Have a damn good day, folks. Doodles.